Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, it is I, Stride Ninja 89, and it's about time that I do this video right now because we got 4 days left until My Little Pony Friendship Magic Season 5 comes out, and by the time this recording, hopefully it's uploaded by then. Now, this is going to be the video that I plan to do for the longest time, and that is finally the overview of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 4 overview and course review score general. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys of like every single detail, etc., like I do with my last one. Even though I didn't think my last one wasn't too bad. But this time around, it's not going to be like too incredibly ridiculously long either. So, we will begin starting from the beginning to where the season finale ended off. So when it comes to My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 4, or review as a whole, well, before I get started, anybody else excited for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 5? Because, well, I don't have the right hyped up emotions like I do, but if I were to describe it, I would have to go with,
Yeah. You know what time it is right now? It's
My Little Pony.
wood time. And what does that mean? Lotion. Yep. 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 You know what time it is. It's game time. And when I mean game time, I mean, yeah, let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so that's pretty much my best way to describe how I feel for Season 5. Anyways, now with this overview. When it comes to Season 4 in general, when it comes to the big question, what was the key purpose role of Twilight of becoming an Alicorn princess? Well, that's the question everyone's been asking ever since the Season 3 finale with all this mindfuckery. Unfortunately, we still didn't get that answer yet when we actually first started. We sort of hinted that there was some kind of destiny factor at the very end when it came to Season 4, but other than that, at the beginning, we didn't really quite get that true answer. It was still a mystery, again, leading up to this one big arc, when finally we will discover what the keys are really meant for, what Twilight's role was supposed to be meant for, etc., at the very end of Season 4. So when it comes to this opening season, when it comes to Season 4, it was really damn good. I really loved it. I definitely thought it was way better than Season 3's season premiere. Definitely way better, because everything was paced very well. It didn't feel way too slow, way too fast. Like, it kind of was mixed in Season 3. This, though, it was actually really, it was amazing, because we never expected this whole thing all to be Discord's plan. And I think people already sort of figured it out when they were watching. I'm like, I bet something, it had to do with Discord, like, years ago that we just never thought of. And, you know what, if you guys got it, then, you know what, bitch, you guessed it. Woo! You were right. But yeah, pretty much, yeah, because no one expected, Discord, you know, with the whole thing of the past when Luna and Celestia were fighting him. It was all basically him eating these seeds that were pretty much going to suck the life out of the Tree of Harmony. So because of that, it basically, you know, all this time, it was Discord's little test to see. It was all just, he's back and he was already trolling. That's what I'm talking about. Discord, he is the Aizen of My Little Pony. Let's put it that way. He knows all. He pretty much fucking knew this shit from a mile away, that Twilight was eventually going to somewhat figure it. He already knew this, yet he just wanted to just troll her all the way through. You know, with the Evergreen Forest, you know, going all crazy and shit, and them trying to figure out what the problem was, you know, with the Tree of Harmony. But I really did like, besides that, was we got more info on the past when it comes to the past between when Luna became Nightmare Moon. That was my most favorite part, when we finally get to see it. Now, Granted, I thought she was gonna come back, like, as an actual character of Luna. I thought she was gonna come back, reincarnate again from Nightmare Moon, but apparently it was, and, like, that caught me off guard. That I wasn't expecting for Twilight as, like, a time travel conspiracy. I know a lot of people were kind of salty about that because they really wanted, like, actual Nightmare Moon to come back, and but what I'm hearing from season 5, something about like Luna having a nightmare or something, I don't know. Maybe. Don't get your hopes up. But if that's the case, maybe she will come back. I don't know. But then what's the whole point? Because you don't want to keep doing it, because then you're gonna kill it afterwards. But if she really did, that would be like, whatever. But this I didn't expect. I didn't expect for Nightmare Moon. I mean, I didn't expect them to actually go back into that past feature. So that was really good. That we got really deep into detail on how that on that night where Luna was actually sealed after becoming Nightmare Moon. In the battle, that shit was crazy. We saw like Luna and Celestia going at it on some like Dragon Ball Z shit. We had like special beam cannons colliding with each other, and then all the way up to the moon, and then the big moon print of a Nightmare Moon. But when I first saw the scene where like Luna blasted Celestia, I'm like, nah. Come on, there's no way she would have been killed off like that easily. Even I would have figured out. I mean, we're looking like at a goddess here. Do you really think she's going to be killed off like that easily? It was pretty obvious. Granted, it's a kid's show. They didn't want to really relevate too much into death. But that would have been interesting, though, if she really were to die. And all this time, it was for that moment where that's why she has to fulfill her role as princess after Celestia died, because maybe now that's her key role as like the future generation. See, in that point it would have made more sense, but since it was time conspiracy, it was like I could see why some people were salty about that. Like I wasn't really salty, to be perfectly honest. I thought it was fine that Celestia didn't die. I mean, I don't know how the kids would have reacted. So, I mean, granted, there was no blood. I mean, there was no blood, gore, and like a hole in the chest like Goku got when he got blasted from Raditz. So that's not really gonna happen. But still, it would have been an interesting factor. But other than that, it was really great. Also, seeing Discord defeated from Celestia and Luna, like going back into the past, and we look at more information about that. That was cool too, and it was funny. Like Discord, like stealing like Celestia's tail from her ass. That was funny. I was dying throughout the whole entire thing about that. Just him trolling is hilarious, but it's awesome. But yeah, so and then of course at the very end we get surprisingly we did not get a villain for this season. For the past 3 seasons we had villains, but for this season alone we did not have an actual villain to start off with the season, which was a big shocker to me. I did not expect that at all. So it took away typical tropes, and I'm actually really proud about that. Well, of course, until we get to season 4's finale, then we do have a villain. But the villain is awesome, though. Like, oh my God, it's Eric. Eric is awesome. But enough about that though. So then we get the chest, and then we move on to the other episodes. Now episode 3. Okay, so the season premiere, loved it. Automatic, definitely one of like the best season premieres I have seen in a long ass time. Like, then we go to episode 3, Castlemania. That episode you could skip it. Why? Sum it all up. It's a Scooby-Doo scenario type episode. Crazy, spooky shenanigans from like this whole Scooby-Doo Benny Hill. Cue the Benny Hill music. Shenanigans like that. Basically, it was a pointless episode to become a pointless episode, but there was only one canon-related thing, and that was Twilight was actually cleaning up the castle of the two sisters, an ancient castle in Evergreen Forest. What it is that hopefully we all thought that this will be Twilight's new castle, but unfortunately, it just slapped us in the face. Really thought that would have been cool if Twilight would have used that as her new castle. That would have been badass. I would have loved that, to have like the two sisters' castle being Twilight's. That would have been awesome. But instead, we basically just got whatever we got at the very end of season 4. I mean, yeah, I'm not used to it because I was really hoping that would be the actual castle because of the big library, all these secret chambers, these spells, like the one that Spike found. Shit like that would have been nice, but Oh well, that's Hasbro for you. Buy your toys and a fucking crystallized diamond castle for Twilight. But yeah, story short, only thing to see this episode is for the Journal of the Two Sisters, because with that journal, it's pretty much like the new letters to Princess Celestia. Now since Twilight is princess now, there's no reason to send letters to Princess Celestia anymore. So now it's pretty much they're sending, actual journals and running keeping data on all their past adventures and their lessons in the Journal of the Two Sisters. So that's pretty much the interesting part of the episode. Other than that, it's meh, skippable episode. Don't really care about that. Daring Don't. A really awesome way for a sequel from the Daring Do episode. It blew my mind that Daring Do was actually a real character from the actual book series. That was really cool, and I liked the adventure scenario. Really great episode overall. One thing, though, that bobbled me was that out of all the adventures, why wasn't Celestia, Luna, Cadence, and all these other people involved with Daring Do? How the fuck did they not know about this shit? Like, how do they not know that this is actually happening? What, is it some, like, underground shit that the princesses and the higher-ups don't know about? Like, what is this all about? Like, how the hell do they not know anything about Daring Do being an actual character? It makes no sense. Like, as seems like it. But in the end, it was still a very great episode. I liked it because it mindfucked me become an actual real adventure. Instead of just like from the last one where it's just like a book, like as an adventure on its own, stuff like that. So that was actually really cool. I really liked that aspect a lot, and that opens a lot of keys, a lot of questions to stuff about how does anybody else know this actually exists? Is this like an underground profile thing? Maybe because she keeps this underground and makes it as like a fantasy world. Technically, it's not really fantasy, so I'm guessing she's keeping it underground so higher ups or anybody else don't know about it. So, pretty awesome episode. Episode 5, Flight to the Finish. Best Cutie Marker series episode ever. Why? Character development for Scootaloo. We also learned that just because she has wings doesn't mean, she could still do awesome shit with her scooter. Not to mention, we see the Cutie Marker series actually babble and fight with each other and break up their group entirely when they're going into the actual ceremony to perform, whatever they were doing for the Equestria Games with the flag waving team. So yeah, it was a really great Cutie Marker series episode. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of the Cutie Marker series as much, but it turns out when it comes to maybe past season 2 and a little bit of season 3, well, not that much season 3, but more like season 2, and this season in particular very much developed the Cutie Marker series characters quite well. Except for that one line where they mentioned about getting their flag waving Cutie Marks. I agreed with Rainbow Dash, but if I were Rainbow Dash, instead of just like walking off like, I would have been just like with my hoof and just, but yeah. Anyways, episode 6 is the comic book episode. Love the episode because of all the comic book references, not to mention the costumes look cool, except for certain ones look a little odd. I did like Maniac. Maniac was awesome. She had that like 1960s Joker, like Batman, like shit like that. That was cool. Like I didn't mind that at all. That was pretty awesome. But yeah, it takes a lot of things, not just from that, but from other comics. Fluttershy is the fucking Hulk. I don't know how that even happened, but if you want to see a cute pony on steroids, there you go, right there. I didn't even think that was gonna happen either. But anyways, yeah, the comic book episode. It was a nice multiverse going into the actual book, the actual comic world, and it's because that comic that Spike got it from was from a place called Enchanted something, I don't remember, but definitely that opened a lot of stuff too, like what also possible things they can possibly do when it comes to, oh wait, speaking of that, the Shadow Pony. What was all the hype about the Shadow Pony? I mean, the episode was a waste of time. They talked about it during the Castlemania episode. What was the hype about the whole Shadow Pony thing? I didn't really get that at all, to be quite honest, like watching the episode again, but whatever. Moving on, Bats, another great episode I really liked. Even though we didn't get too much of the key episodes yet, but I'll get to that in a bit. Great take on it when it comes to the song of like The Nightmare Before Christmas. What I also really liked was the fact when it comes to that in general, I really did like that it takes on that. Not only that, Flutterbat. Do I need to say more? Flutterbat. Yo, Flutterbat's returning in season 5. Fucking yeah, Flutterbat. Yeah. Fucking, Oh, she's gonna do some crazy shit. Did you see that fight? That shit. Sorry, but that fight was just awesome. I fucking love that episode. Not only that, but I really liked it also for Applejack because it developed her character quite well when it comes to her like not really being the whole stubborn self as she is. Well, kind of, but they developed her quite well because she was on. I mean, okay, Damon Noah was a great episode. I did find, just looking back at it, I did find a couple problems. One, when it comes to like Twilight's character regarding and agreeing with the whole angry mob tribe, I will admit it was a bit out of character for Twilight. I am gonna admit that right now. Not only mention that, Pinkie Pie as well was a little bit out of character. But other than that, the rest of the episode was just awesome. So yeah, again, hearing that it's gonna happen again makes me even more hyped. Especially for, you know who, later in a bit. Now we go to the first key episode. Rarity Takes Manhattan. For Rarity episode, it's okay. It's not perfect, it's okay. The only thing, that sets it forward its canon is that we actually get the first key, which is a sewing thread with rainbows. And it's because of this whole, from Coco Pamel. And it's pretty much, trying to win this, like, sewing contest from this bitch, pretty much, who tries to copy her fashion. And, you get, the whole lesson, what I did like about the episode was the lesson. The generosity may work on some people, but you gotta be careful who you use your generosity on because it could come to pretty much bite you in the ass. Let's just put it that way in short, simple terms. The lesson was actually pretty good. Episode, it was just okay. Pinkie Apple Pie. I didn't expect to like this episode a lot, but I did. With the Apple family, it was really enjoyable. I really did like the lesson wasn't really too forced when it comes to the whole Pinkie Pie being related to Applejack kind of thing. Maybe she is, maybe she's not. Maybe Golden Apple Delicious does represent Pinkie Pie, but we just don't know it yet. So, yeah. Anyways, moving on from that. I did enjoy the episode. It was actually pretty damn good. I love the comedy. I love the song. Apples to the Core was an amazing song. Rainbow Falls. Love it or hate it? Only one reason. Only one reason to this episode. Whoa. She's back. Where the fuck? Where's she? Oh, that's right. She's in the cabinet. Fuck. Whatever. Derpy's back. So, it's Derpy. Do I need to explain it? It's fucking Derpy. Derpy. You automatically know this episode was great. Okay. I'm a little biased, but other than that, it was a pretty good Rainbow Dash episode because I'm a big fan of Rainbow Dash myself as a character. Now, I will admit when it comes to her becoming like on the other side of the winning team, I didn't really like that too much, and the way she handled the situation could have been better. It really could have. It really could have been better when it comes to her handling, the situation of her being on the team and, trying to, just recite more. Just stick with your friends. Just, stay with the team that you're originally on. Don't try to switch sides just to be cool. Let's just put it that way. And the lesson, it was okay. But granted, though, the episode, Heinz Pencil, I know I'm biased, but Sabo, One Piece, Derpy, MLB. Do I have to go on with that? Anyways, what was the next episode after that? Wasn't it Simple Ways, I think it was Simple Ways. Or, yeah. Simple Ways, not a big fan of it. Let me talk about more about the key type of, episodes, to move on forward from that. Let me move on to the key type of episodes. Pinkie Pride was actually awesome. I did like how surprisingly they got Weird Al Yankovic to play a pony. That's automatically awesome. And when it comes to the whole goof off thing, was pretty awesome. Pinkie Pie versus Cheese Sandwich, I think was actually really funny, random, but also just pretty awesome. I did like the songs. The songs were really great. There was a ton of songs in that episode, but just made it really fun. I did like the lesson though that even though you don't have to be a show out just for someone else. Just you don't have to try to compete. Just it doesn't matter what the other person does. Just be yourself and have fun, pretty much. And then they actually team up at the end later on, and they try to make Rainbow Dash's birthday / anniversary, pretty cool. And I like the endings on Make-A-Wish, especially there's an extended version they actually made months later on the CD album. Just to leave you a FYI hit. Overall, really great episode. Skipping forward to that. Mostly my favorite ones. Let's see. I didn't mind the whole Fluttershy episode. The Philly Vanilli episode wasn't too bad. It's okay. I mean, I like the songs, I like the premise, even though they're bringing back one of the worst possible Seisei Machina of all time, which is the Flutter Guy thing, which I know a lot of people did not like from Bridal Gossip as the episode, but, you know, it was still pretty funny. You know, Pinkie Pie was surprisingly a huge biatch in that fucking episode, but, she made Fluttershy cry. That's not cool with me. But yeah, other than that though, it was decent. It was kind of alright. It ain't easy being. I did like. Twilight Time wasn't so bad either. I kind of liked Twilight Time. Twilight Time was actually not a bad episode. I kind of liked it. Another good Kingdom Marker series episode because it develops the characters quite well when it comes to like especially when it comes to like Sweetie Belle on them, because you know now she learns that you know that she can't just abuse someone's power and you know and stuff like that. She has to you know make sure. Well, I forget the lesson pretty much in general, but when it comes to like that episode, you know, pretty much everyone becomes all Twilight fantards because as we all know, Twilight's given the Kingdom Hearts series private lessons, which is pretty good. It makes for future development when it comes to the Kingdom Hearts series in general. What can their possible destinations be? Except that I didn't really quite feel right about Apple Bloom learning potions, even though she's learning it pretty much from Zakora anyway. So I didn't see the purpose in that, but it was a pretty funny Kingdom Hearts series episode, and they were actually pretty damn entertaining in this episode, you know, for sure this time. But yeah. So, it ain't easy being breezy. You know, we got another key episode. Very important. Oh yeah, the keys. I forgot to mention the keys. Fuck. Rainbow Dashes was a medal. And then we had Pinkie Pies, which was boneless, the fucking chicken. But, boneless the chicken. And then, of course, now we got just the flower for Fluttershy. So, and then pretty much we get a returning species from Generation 1, or Generation 3, I think it was, whatever, the Breezies. And the Breezies, this was really awesome because now we get to see a different species in this actual universe of Equestria. So who knows what other species we can actually see within the universe of My Little Pony. So there could be other possibilities, we just don't know yet, but we'll see what happens. So the possibilities of other species in Equestria could be something to look forward to. Maybe we can actually see the Breezes again in this other dimension. And them becoming Breezies, okay, it was kind of cute and a little weird. Some of the designs look a little weird, and some of them were pretty cute. I didn't mind them at all, pretty much. And a lot of people were really scared about this episode because of the so-called rumor of Justin Bieber being one of the Breezies, also aka the main character, which is, fuck, what was his name? Seabreeze. There we go, Seabreeze. Seabreeze was a badass, definitely. He's a family man, let's just put it that way. He's a family man. The reason why he's so much asshole-ish to his crew, he doesn't mean to be like that. He's just really worried. He's panicking. He wants to see his family again after being separated for so long. And I don't blame the guy, you know. At the end, we see him, he's very more passionate. He thanks Fluttershy for saving them. So, you know, not all of them could be assholes like that, you know. Even though Fluttershy used somewhat force when it comes to, you know, the bees and whatever and stuff like that. Even though she used force, it doesn't really matter. She learns that her kindness can also get pretty much abused as well, and because of that, that's why she got pissed. She didn't mean to do it, but when you take things the wrong way, yeah, that can possibly happen. And by the way, Fluttershy confirmation for stare equals Conqueror's Hockey. You know it's true. One Piece fans call that. Fluttershy equals Conqueror's Hockey. Stare. But anyways, so enough about that though. However, the key could have been better. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, the key could have been better. Anyways, and then we move on. One of my favorites, another favorite new character comes on. Mod motherfucking Pie. This episode, oh my god, I loved it. Mod Pie is pretty much a relative of Pinkie Pie. She is actually a sister of the Pie family, pretty much, that lived on a rock farm. And ever since they were kids, they had this tradition when they would make rock candies together. But ever since Pinkie Pie left Ponyville from the rock farm, and now she's like all alone with her family, you know, they miss each other, they haven't seen each other, but now they're finally getting together for a reunion. And when the ponies meet Mod Pie, they're expected to be exactly like Pinkie Pie, but on a different story, she's pretty much the opposite. She's pretty much like in this like so-called mood where she like doesn't give a fuck. She has that doesn't give a fuck face. She just says whatever she says out in the blue, and she's a big fan of rocks. She's a rock fan. She looks at a rock. She likes rocks. She plays with rocks. She has a pet rock. What else can you say? She rocks. I know that it's weird, but anyways, though, when it comes to a character as a whole, like think about this. Think if you take the personality of Raven from Teen Titans and that weird cousin from like Hey Arnold or something who's obsessed with the pouches and shit. Take those characters and you got Maud, which is an awesome combination of those characters. But we'll scratch that. Third, Jotaro Kujo from JoJo. Why? I'll explain. First, the one cool thing I liked though is where she was like playing a game, Rainbow Dash, and it's like, throwing the pebble off the rocks. Rainbow Dash wants her to beat that. She throws that casually, yeah, and then fucking big ass splashes of tidal waves just come out. I'm like, what the fuck? How did she even do that? Like, it's just a mountain of fucking water just splashing over the what the fuck is this goddamn pony on? Yo, like, I did not expect that at all. Like, oh, she's just too fucking much. Like, I loved it. Oh my gosh, she is that strong. Like, imagine what she can. Oh my god. The second part, at the very end, apparently since the ponies weren't agreeing, with Magpie's, ways when it comes to her being the way she is, pretty much Pinkie Pie creates this bonding game where it's these dangerous obstacle courses, and all of a sudden she trips over one of the mountain rocks and there's an avalanche. Magpie comes in there like a boss with the drill helmet and everything, then starts punching the rocks, and then she's like Fist of the North Star, just fucking yeah, like, oh my god, that was beastly. Oh my god, oh, that was fucking amazing. Like, I love Maud for the win. Definitely, we're seeing more Maud in season 5, definitely. But it's weird, why is it a Christmas episode of all things? Why can't we just see her like just doing some awesome shit and just being funny and random with rocks? That would be awesome. I just want to see that, and that would be an episode right there for me. I'm biased as fuck. Yeah. Next, I really did like the episode when it comes to, there were a couple episodes, but I just didn't really, care for them, or it's just like, oh, the Apple Bloom episode with Applejack. I didn't like that one too much with the big sister that watches over me. Yeah, that episode was kind of, eh. Oh yeah, and Simple Ways. Simple Ways sucked. I didn't like that one either. It's racism done really badly, and it was boring. It wasn't even that entertaining at all. It was, yeah. You'll see my review somewhere in my channel. It's ugh. But same with this episode, but it's less ugh. I mean, it's got like more a little depth because it teaches a lesson about like you can't always watch over someone all the time. Most of the time they gotta take care of themselves. Like the song "Sisters All Doing It By Themselves" pretty much describes this episode, but it was okay. I mean, it shows Apple Bloom could be more responsible, even though I really wish that, after leaving her responsibilities of Applejack with the card and her, job, I'm pretty surprised that Granny Smith and Big Mac didn't like hang her and tortured her and fucking like whipped her and fucking shot her to death after what she had done and left her post in her job with delivering the pies. Way to be considered the helpful of the farm, Applejack. Good job. But yeah, episode was just okay. Another episode I really liked though was the Sweetie Belle episode, For Whom the Sweetie Belle Toils, which is the one where Luna comes back, just like in season 3. We had the same pattern. She comes back to help Sweetie Belle in her dilemmas of her being in this position where it's all about Rarity and it's nothing about her technically, because her costumes are the things that get more credit, while Sweetie Belle's ideas and the plays don't get too much because, let's face it, they're not that great. But other than that, I mean, it was kind of cute seeing Sweetie Belle being all pissy, but it wasn't at the same time. It's like, come on, really? But I really did like the fact that Luna was the one that actually helped her in this like whole nightmare situation. And was it just me, or did they show a lot of creepy images? Like at the end, we see like Rarity, she's in a rocking chair, and she's like fucking all dirty as hell, cobwebs everywhere, and I'm like, Jesus, this is really dark. Like, damn, Luna, like, is this like the psychological torture you do to fucking kids. Like, really, you show them shit. Like, what if you show, like, a dead body or bones, or the worst of worst, like, and a war goes down or something because of this happens? Luna, I think you need help yourself. I don't know what you do at night, but seek help a bit, please. But, I mean, Apple Bloom, I'm hoping it's a little less of that. Maybe it could be a little less dark, hopefully. I mean, I don't know how that's gonna work, because I'm seeing the episode about her having this, like, about something about a nightmare. I don't know. It could be a possibility really early, but it could be. Then we had the Leap of Fate, another key episode. Wasn't a big fan of it because the Applejack episode, well, it was decent, because I did like how she got played out by the Flam Brothers. Oh yeah, those guys are back. But I'm not as impressed because they seem pretty much more like con artists than competitors. I like how they were more competitors than they were with just being con artists when it comes to that magical cure, pretend to be immortal like Jesus or something. That's like, nah. Like, I pretty much figured there was some shady shit going on. Then, that guy, Silver shit, I don't care. He's a nobody anyway. He's just some dude who just got caught up in, like, trying to make this whole lie of a prophet. And I get it, it's wrong and all. And then Granny Smith trying to be young. It was kind of interesting and funny, but other than that, it was a decent episode. Nothing too big. And her key is a golden coin bit, which is cool. I didn't mind that, but I guess. But anyways, moving on. Tradia. Tradia was a pretty solid RPG style episode of a trading game. Definitely was actually pretty funny. And I really did like, oh no, I know I skipped an episode. Fuck. The Discord episode, right. Where Discord, Three's a Crowd. Discord pretty much comes back. Pretty much pretend to be sick by trying to ruin Cadence and Twilight's little, get together when they're going to the Star Sword Museum. But the reason why he was doing that was because to spend some time, because since they're so-called friends, Discord thinks he doesn't really keep in touch because of the whole princess thing, and Hero is being busy and stuff, that he doesn't have that much time to pay attention to him. Even though she still kind of doesn't trust him, and he kind of thinks he's a prick, but whatever though. But still, I really did like it because it had really funny shenanigans. The battle with the plant thing was really cool. I like the battle with the plant. That was cool. Like, Cadence and Twilight going at it, fucking forest plant. They're doing the whole laser shenanigans. Discord, sends them on a wild goose chase, just trolling them because he's Discord and he's awesome. And he sings. Discord getting a song. He could sing, not perfectly, but it was a reminiscent niceness when it comes to the whole Aladdin sort of deal, I think, that was going on here. And by the way, rest in peace, Robin Williams. Just saying, just a little quick note. Anyways, so that was actually pretty cool, though. So, yeah, it was a pretty solid, fun episode. I like the references. Every single reference Discord did was just hilarious, too. The Tradia episode wasn't so bad. I liked the whole trading lesson, even though it's Rainbow Falls. Nobody liked that place anyway. Right. So, moving on from that, we had, let's see, what's the next episode after that? I think I'm missing a couple episodes here and there. Shit. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. No, I know there's that episode, but damn it, what was the other episode I was thinking of? You know what? I don't think I can think of another episode that's, yeah. Well, I mean, I did like the, oh, right, the episode where Rainbow Dash had to learn the Academy thing for the Wonderbolts. That was a pretty good episode too. I really did like the that episode because with that one we had a lesson when it comes to there's different styles of learning, and what I did like about it, with the whole different styles of learning aspect, we had Rainbow Dash trying to learn lessons, in her way of doing. Well, Twilight was trying to do all these different methods, but it didn't work. So because of that, yeah, when it comes to that, Twilight had all these different methods of Rainbow Dash. of Rainbow Dash, trying to learn all these different methods, but doesn't work. So the main method was to, if you have your own way to study, just go with that. Just don't let others try to, do what you do when it comes to studying. But anyways, that was a pretty good lesson. I really did like that lesson in general because it did remind me of me when I was in high school trying to get this whole learning disability out of my head and me trying to focus and me trying to have my own different methods of studying. And when that helped, I actually got through it, and because of that, it actually helped me through, and I actually succeeded in going through school. Not only that, though, I did like the whole references when it comes to like the whole play thing. I did like the rap. Pinkie Pie rap was actually pretty random, but it was kind of funny in some regards. Other than that, it was a pretty good episode to learn the value of studying. Inspiration manifestation. Spike pretty much gives Rarity this crazy magic spell to turn everything all fabulous, and that's pretty much the best way to describe the episode. Other than that, it was pretty solid entertainment, but it was interesting to see like more spells from the Castle of the Two Sisters. Anyways, moving on, we get the Equestria Games. Finally, the hype is real for the Equestria Games, right? Wrong, it's another Spike episode. But other than that, though, it was not that bad of an episode at all. Less of the hype because we didn't see too much of the events, but let's be honest, who wants to see more events with just Father Pony anyway, to be perfectly honest with you? Who wants to go out there and just see Father Pony doing other things? You mainly see just the main team of Equestria going out there and doing all the stuff. Basically, that's what a lot of people are very salty about. The fact that when it comes to the Equestria Games, people were expecting all this hype, all these competitors going at it and stuff, and all these game events, but really, that would have just been way too predictable. And when it comes to Spike, it was good that he developed as a character quite well. For him trying to redeem himself from the embarrassment, oh lordy, the singing from the crowd. Not to mention, the whole nervousness of him breathing fire at the Equestria Games. And I really did like at the end where... But here's some stupid shit, though. Why did they dispel the magic of... I can understand the other Pegasus and all that, but why the princesses? Why shiny armor? Why Twilight? Why the fuck did they have to do that to seal them up? Oh, why? They're prevented from cheating? Bullshit, they're princesses. The other competitors, I can agree with that, but when it comes to the princesses, they're more loyalty than that shit. Not really in the thing. They kind of sealed it off mostly. Everybody's magic got sealed, so... That was something different, because he's a dragon. That doesn't really count, because that's natural. That was different. I don't know. That was, like, different.
Kind of different magic.
I don't know. I mean, Twilight's... Yeah, that still didn't make any sense. Twilight's was just, like, a bit different, but other than that, I did like how, like, Spike defended the town from the fire of the iceberg. That was cool. It just flamed it, and it all just melted away. That was actually pretty cool. So, yeah, it was a nice way for Spike to redeem himself. A very epic moment. Now, finally, the main event when it comes to the keys, and the actual kingdom, and the castle, and everything that Twilight was meant to be as a princess. The finale, which was the Season 4 finale. Hype as shit. One of the most epic season finales of all fucking time, baby. Alright, but moving on from that, though. Definitely on my top favorites next to the Season 2 finale. Not a big fan of the Season 1 finale. Season 3 finale was good. Wasn't that satisfying because it was way too short. My Little Pony the Musical didn't help either. But other than that, the big highlight of Twilight becoming an Alcorn princess was big, so I'm not going to agree with that. Anyways, when it comes to this season finale, we did finally find out what was her role to becoming princess. Not only that, but we finally revealed what the keys were actually meant from the chest after all this time. Not to mention, Discord gets very great development of his character when it comes to him becoming more trustworthy when it comes to the ponies. At first being a traitor, now becoming a true royal friend. Well, at least for now. But, when it comes to that, we find out that an evil from Generation 1 returns called Tirek, taking all the magic to pretty much blow up and destroy Equestria to make his own little kingdom, or something like that. I don't know, but this dude just wants to get all the Alcorn magic, become this awesome, hyper, mega, T-Ray, Kaijun, Godzilla creature, and shit like that. They become really huge and just blow up shit epically like it's Dragon Ball Z or something. But, it's really cool because... When it comes to Tirek as a character, he's the one that actually mindfucked Discord. It's like, yo, you want to be on my side? You want to be abused by this whole friendship bullshit? So Discord took the rope and he's like, fuck the friendship bullshit. Sorry, Fluttershy waifu, and then just pretty much just like screwed over his pony friends by kidnapping them and pretty much taking their magic. Not only that, but he made Tyrek and the others pretty much take all the magic from almost all of Equestria, even the princess's own magic in general. But that's not to the very end, though. Anyways, their method of defeat. Now, I will admit there was some flaws, and a little bit of tiny flaws when it comes to them giving Twilight Sparkle the actual powers. I really think they could have just like let the other main six help in a sense, but it's kind of weird. It's like, why couldn't they just team up and help Twilight instead of just giving her all that power? I'm surprised Twilight didn't actually die from absorbing all that magic. Handling all that was some really big responsibility. I mean, Jesus, I mean, could you imagine all that power? It's like, how can you even survive it yourself? You haven't had any proper training to actually learn that, so how would that work? But, you know, it was cool. I did like how it was funny she was trying to control the moon and the sun. That was actually the most funniest part of the episode. Not to mention Discord just being himself was actually really funny. Him just being himself, just trolling like always. Tyrek was just awesome. Him just like stealing all his power, becoming like this massive powerhouse of a creature, and just betraying Discord in the game in general, just becoming way stronger. Twilight facing off against Tyrek, Dragon Ball Z for little girls. This shit was off the fucking chain, man. We see Twilight going fucking Super Saiyan up in this bitch. Let's put it this way, though. It's Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods My Little Pony. That's all you need to know about the final fight. It's basically, okay, just like Goku gets Super Saiyan godlike abilities. Oh, like My Little Pony, she gets all the abilities of all the princesses. She becomes Super Princess Goddess mode or something like that. And she battles the shit out of Tyrek. And then fucking they get tired. It's like, I got your friends, what you gonna do about it? You know, give me all your magic. And she's like, okay, cause friendship. And then all of a sudden Tyrek becomes this hyper fucking incredible overpowered monster. You pretty much fucked yourselves over. What you gonna do now? Pretty much Twilight says, fuck it, give me the keys. Discord's like, you know what? We had some things in the past. You're my friend. Final key is this Illuminati fucking triangle chain that Discord had. Yeah, Illuminati confirmed right there. Discord is the Illuminati. So gives Twilight the Illuminati, the key, they all open it, they all become hyped up, goddess mode, Super Saiyan mode, and then they all lock up Tyrek, and yeah, that's the season 4 finale. Then we get the new castle, of course, which is the crystal, weird looking, oh yeah, I forgot, Twilight's Library. Rest in peace. It's like pretty much like destroyed. The whole treehouse is on fire, fucking throwing a big ass meteor on Twilight's fucking. Oh yeah, and again, just like Dragon Ball Z, destroyed something preciously you love, and then all of a sudden, bam, powers Yanger. Oh, though the tree thing did kind of make me sad, though. I'm not gonna lie. That was really sad though when the tree actually got blown up. I got the feels from that. Like, damn. Like after all these past seasons, and just to see it all burn to the ground, it's just. Damn. But I was really kind of iffy because I really thought the princess's castle, you know, the castle of the two sisters, again, was going to be the castle of Twilight Sparkle. But nope, that didn't happen because Hasbro and marketing, and you know how it goes when it comes to anything crystally, shiny, sparkly, new playset, buy it now. And it's like, fuck me, Hasbro. So then after that, we get the new castle. The design could use a little more work. Other than that, the inside's not so bad. I do like how it has this nice cave crystal looking environment. It's not bad. I like the royal chairs. The royal chairs do look cool. I think Spike did have one too as a seat. It was kind of odd. And of course it's going to play a big role when it comes to like what we saw in the trailer season 5, you know, the map and everything leading up to that. And of course we have our final finale song giving a callback, and all the powers are finally back for each land of Equestria. All the callbacks from season 4, cameos, what up, and then finally the song's over. Then that's season 4 finale. Overall, season 4 as a general was a really great, awesome season. Everything about season 4 made it totally way better than season 3. The characters, the storylines, the plots, everything about it just blew out of proportion what season 3 actually had, and then some. Definitely. And not to mention, we had a better sequel of a movie of Equestria Girls, which is Rainbow Rocks. But I reviewed that, or whatever. That's another story in general. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. As a score for this season, I definitely give it a 9 out of 10. I rated the last season, I think, about maybe like a 7.5-ish around there. or 7, whatever. This, I'll give it a 9 out of 10, making it a great to a great plus season. Definitely way better, even though there were a couple episodes I didn't care for, or they were just shitty, or they were just okay, decent, whatever, that didn't really make my top list of favorite episodes. Other than that, if you want to check out my reviews, by the way, go to either this channel for my older reviews, and then go to Anime Game Freak 89 for my newer reviews as well. So until then, guys, that's basically it. Sorry if this took a little bit longer to do, but I finally did it. Season 5 is coming, coming pretty soon. 4 days left. Let's get hyped. We waited so long, almost quite a bit close to a whole year since the last season ended. So yes, definitely excited. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below of the whole season 4 in general, and just anything in general you want to say about season 4, what you liked or dislike. And again, are you guys ready for the hype train for season 5 coming this Saturday, April 4th? Good luck, you guys, for watching it, because I have to wait, unfortunately, until the internet somehow gets a hold of it, because again, I will support it though. I will support it by buying, but I don't have the fucking channel with my boxing and come with it. Son of a bitch. But whatever, though, I can wait. Maybe within the hour when it's over, then someone will upload it. Live streams aren't so bad, but I hate when they make the screen so, like, small, like this, and I can't see the picture sometimes quite clear. Unless, no, sometimes they do make it big. Like, oh, and then again, they do have some of them where they have the picture of the episode, then the little tiny screen of the face cam, which I don't mind at all. That's not so bad. But yeah, overall, that's pretty much it. Okay, I'm done now. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoy, and stay tuned for the next overview. But anyways, not besides that, I will see you guys for the live reaction / review of season 5 episodes 1 and 2. Let's go, baby. Straw Hat Ninja signing out. Bronies, brony on. Yeah.